Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. That's right. We are live again. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network, and we are back at it. What do we have for you on a beautiful Sunday? Well, we have the perfect end to your weekend. One of the biggest topics in wrestling in a decade, Nick? It's been a minute since something has captivated this many people the way this is doing it. So we thought, why not go through all the suspects? Why not air out all the dirty laundry? Easy for me to say. We're going to go through almost the whole WWE roster. We got a lot of names to get through, but we're going to discuss it. Keep it live in the chat. We're going to talk about Bray Wyatt. We're going to talk about the White Rabbit, and we're going to talk about who else could be involved. So all you have to do, folks, is let me in. Let's go. Yes, we are live, and I'm feeling that. Great job to our buddy CJ on that. But we are live. We are ready to go, and of course, the dynamic duo is back at it again. Just a reminder: we are the Wrestling for Life Network. I am Mr. Every Night, Mr. KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, the guy that just does not want to go home. And of course, I don't do this shit by myself. And I'm joined by the Master of Mayhem, the man who's looking spiffy and sharp, everyone's best friend, Big Nick.
Absolutely. And, I mean, did anybody else see that, or was that just me? Am I the only one that got the different intro, or okay?
I thought I was just blinking. I thought it was my
Yeah, it might have been the vitamins, but yeah, something might be
Right.
up with the intro there. But yes, we are here to figure out
Spooky
who
times.
is Kaiser Soze. I mean, who is the White Rabbit? But yeah, no, I'm super jazzed for this. And that's the thing is with this whole thing is you can go down 10 million rabbit holes with this whole situation.
Literally down as many rabbit holes as possible. And we've been down just as many as we possibly could, Nick. We've been all over this hole or this rabbit. Wait, pause. That's not what I meant. We're starting off early. I hope everyone out there is having a wonderful weekend. Whatever you got to do to put a smile on your face, I hope you're doing it. I hope it was a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend where you just got to relax or you had fun, whatever it is. Monday is on the horizon, but don't worry. The next weekend is just around the corner. So, folks, next week is going to be a crazy week here on the channel. We got go-home shows for Extreme Rules, one of the most anticipated pay-per-views in a while, a lot of speculation, a lot of wonder. We all, a select group of us have a theory that this might come to an end or at least be really pushed over to the next phase or whatever you want to call it at Extreme Rules. So a lot going to happen this week. Plus, you throw in the 3-year anniversary for AEW on Wednesday night Dynamite. It's going to be a big week, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. And I like how you put that of the next phase. Like it almost feels like WWE's now got like the phases, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe of like, and then we get to War Games.
So, yeah, I mean, and this has been a deep story, lots of hints, lots of clues. Real quick, before we get into the actual list, our boy CJ will be here at some point, we do believe. But let's just say hi to Greg. The White Rabbit's here. Good to see you. Let him feed your head. Sounds so crazy. Sounds like a Jeffrey Dahmer tagline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let him feed your head.
We have the White Rabbit in the chat,
Right? Of course we do. I believe the White Rabbit is attacking Balor after he beats Edge because the QR code last Raw was flashing during Dominic walking towards the ring, but it's definitely Bray. But the Wolf got teased Friday. Now, is the Wolf teased because of the Lone Wolf? Is the Wolf teased because Bray Wyatt has a wolf tattoo? Who knows? That's why we're here.
Wolf part of, the next part of a faction?
It could be. I'm looking forward to the faction. I've always held that it was going to be a faction of some kind, Nick, and I still think it's going to be. So I don't know who it all is, but I think a lot of hints and a lot of clues going a lot of different directions. I don't think Baron Corbin's a part of it. I think that's a bit of a misdirection, but we'll find out.
I was gonna say that's what we're here to sort out.
Cheers, folks. Happy Sunday. But what else we got real quick before we get into this list? Don't forget the tease, the Bad Wolf. Yes, they did. What's up, Boss Monster? Big Nick, I see you wearing a Funhouse Wyatt red suit.
Remember, Fireflies, I always like the way. All you have to do is let me in.
Give me chills, bro. Also, who's the Bad Wolf?
That's part 2 of this series.
That's part 2. We'll get into the Bad Wolf, right? The next phase.
Right.
Welcome back, Jason. How are you doing? KJ and Nick did. You called the White Rabbit Records on the phone number was in the last teaser. Supposedly, if you call White Rabbit Records and say feed your head to the person who answers the phone, they say, let me in. That's amazing. This is the best record story ever.
It's hilarious, but I don't think that's fully legit because I think when you call the number, it's just a recording because that's where people were playing the audio backwards.
Right? No, I don't know. This is getting crazy.
This
is why we're here tonight.
Unbelievable.
Right? This is why we're here. Like, there's so much to talk about. We're like, screw it. Let's go on. We did an entire Rumble basically dedicated to this. We've done watch-alongs that were basically dedicated to this.
Yeah, that have taken it over.
We've revived the Dead tier list show, and we're going to do the unusual suspects. So we're going to go through a list of a lot of unusual suspects, a lot of things you wouldn't think of. And you know what? I'm personally going to try and make a case for most of the people that we see just to see if there's some way we can spin it as people go like, no way. I want to be like, but wait a minute.
Absolutely. You got to, have the, push pins out there with the string attaching, go full conspiracy theory mode here.
Yeah, let's have fun with this. But folks, we want to hear from you in the chat as well as we go through these categories, and we will list them out and let you know how we're ranking the WWE roster tonight. Now, there are some misses on this and some people that we've surmised that didn't make this, but there's only so much we can do, so deal with it. But that being said, if we get to a category or a wrestler as we go to put them out, we want to get your opinion. You let us know what you think of our picks, what you think, where you think these people should be placed. And yeah, we're going to have a fun discussion about all of this crazy stuff. Absolute Zero jump into the finale already. It's clearly Bray. KJ White, I did my own investigation on the Bad Wolf picture. It's actually the Bray Wyatt Beast from Wisconsin, who is a wolf-like creature myth. Oh, there you go. The Bray Road Beast. Is that legit?
I have, but that's again, like I said before.
I like that one.
Anything you throw out there sounds believable at this point.
I'm going to look that up. Listen, I've been, like we said, we've been trekking down these rabbit holes. I'm going to look that up, White Rabbit. I appreciate it. If anybody would know, the White Rabbit would know.
Oh, absolutely.
Unless Bray pins Roman clean, then all the hype is nothing. Roman, I don't know about that, boss. I think it could be literally the start of something grand.
Yeah, if it is Bray and he comes back like the Fiend and everything, he doesn't need the championship. No. And you're still losing your mind every time he comes out.
Right. White Rabbit, Papa Shango, Gangrel, O'Tower. Grandma Daisy swinging for the fences on this one. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. 1 out of 3.
We're definitely at least going to probably address one of those 3.
Absolutely. All right, Nick, with that being said, do you think we should get rolling here on this?
Absolutely. At least get to the categories and everything.
All right. So let's discuss the categories here tonight, folks. Hopefully everyone's got a good view of the tier list. Thank you, Mr. Nick. But as you can see on the screen, we basically are going to go through our investigation like this. Either they're a White Rabbit suspect. We really think they could be the White Rabbit, or they're guilty by association. So somebody close to it, we think they could be involved, but we don't know. Wanted for questioning. That's where they've been rumored or hinted at, and they're a possibility, but they're just a maybe. Has a solid alibi, which, I mean, that stands for itself, where it's highly unlikely that they were involved or going to be involved. And then, of course, the bottom of the categories that cut the shit. So if it's completely out to lunch, we are going to call those out as well. And like I said, there's a couple people, like I know Bo Dallas isn't on this list, but he's near and dear in our heart.
Yeah, and well, and fitting though that for this channel that we have a cut the shit, category.
Absolutely. So, if anybody, speak now or forever hold your peace. But if nobody has any questions, why don't we kick this off, Nick? And the first wrestler on the list here is Alexa Bliss.
So she's obviously been very much hinted at as being the White Rabbit because of everything before with Bray, with the Fiend and all of that. The lights did go out during, I believe, her match with Bayley, I want to say.
Yeah. Twice. And it happened again this week on SmackDown.
Oh, wow. So I almost want to say guilty by association with her just because there's a chance, but she lost herself when she got attached with Bray and it all kind of went
has Lily.
Yeah, but I think that's just because they bought so many, of those that they just can't get rid of them. So like, fuck, move them, sell them, do something.
No, yeah, just keep it. Just walk around with it. And she really has, everybody made a big deal about her saying the 10-foot tall comment to Bayley as well. I'm leaning towards guilty by association at this point. She could be potentially the White Rabbit where she makes some type of appearance where everybody gets the idea, but she's just the beginning of all this.
Yeah, that's the thing is that she's kind of really borders on those two of if she's quote unquote the White Rabbit, then it's building to something bigger. But I think at least I'm in agreement with you right now. She's kind of got to be guilt by association.
All right, so let's put Alexa in guilty by association. Just bringing up the feed for myself. Now, with that being said, next up on the list, and I'm curious to see how many people even have a vibe with this, Rey Mysterio.
Ron Mastrio.
I'm going right away. This man has a solid alibi for why he's not going to be in or involved with Bray Wyatt.
Oh, absolutely. I think so very much. I think his son, Dominic, well, potentially, allegedly, reportedly, supposedly his son, Dominic Guerrero has more potential than this man to be the White Rabbit. So I think he has a solid alibi.
Yeah, I'll say solid alibi. I mean, I wouldn't completely cut the shit on him because maybe some weird, twisted way he gets roped in and he becomes demonic to take on his son in the Judgment Day. Highly unlikely. It's not.
He just gets fully converted. I mean, I'm sure everybody played those old WWE games to where suddenly the boogeyman comes out and turns Rey Mysterio and all of that. But yeah,
right. So yeah, I can agree with you on that one. And this one's kind of interesting. The next one up, folks. And by the way, keep that chat rolling. Keep talking to us. We appreciate.
Yeah, tell us how right we are or how wrong we are, or what you're thinking with each kind of person we're throwing out there.
Right. So here's one. Candice LeRae, who just made a return. Now, she is the Twisted Pixie, I think. Now, is she the White Rabbit? I highly doubt it. Ooh. Could she be guilty by association? I mean, we haven't seen her in a while. We don't know what's new for her. She does have a bit of a dark, hardcore side.
I say wanted for questioning because there is potentially the whole Dexter Lumis tie-in, all of that. We've talked about the whole Firefly Funhouse, characters coming to life. She does kind of halfway fit the look a little bit, I guess, if we're talking like Alexa. So I think she's in between the two that we've mentioned so far.
In between the two. All right. I kind of agree with that. There is a little bit of, like you said, she's the Twisted Pixie. So she has a bit of an edge to her, and we know she can go to a darker place, and we've seen her do it. So, yeah, why not?
Right.
I'm good with that. All right. You ready for the next one?
Right. Yeah.
Madcap Moss.
Oh, all right.
I should be Riddick.
Yeah. We could talk about this man does need a character change, but I think he's got to go in the cut the shit category with this.
You think he's all the way down and cut your shit?
Yeah. So you want to make a case for Madcap?
Well, I think Madcap early on, people remember we joked. It was funny. We were like, the Mad Hatter, Madcap. Clearly, we missed it.
Maybe.
No, that's clearly a stretch, a reach. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards has a solid alibi.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. I'm not. They don't know. There's I just said, Madcap needs a character change. So if it somehow ends up the White Rabbit, I don't hate it. So
let's ask the chat: does Madcap have a solid alibi for not being involved with this? But there's a little hint, or should we just cut the shit completely on Madcap? Let's see. I'm gonna wait. I want to see some reaction. Let's go, folks. Let me know. Where should we put Madcap? Is he the suspect?
You can't put him at the top. That's for damn sure.
No, he's not guilty by association. He's been far from this. There you go. All right, we got somebody on the board. It's the right rat. Look at Victor's comment. Welcome to the show, by the way, Victor, Grandma Daisy, Boss Monster. Oh, we got another cut the shit. Yeah, so Moss is going to hit the cut the shit barrel.
Yeah, even they're saying Lois. Yeah, so Madcap's out of here.
Madcap's down at the bottom. There you go. Cut the shit. Lowest Madcap.
Oh, here, you'll like this one real quick, though. I don't know if you have this, man. I might be cutting lines here, but
go what?
KJ and Nick, what if it's Vince himself, like when he was the greater power or the higher power?
Listen,
told Austin it's me.
I've beat this drum, Nick. This is not a new concept to me. I was like, it would be the biggest fucking coup in all of fucking history. Like, it would be amazing, like epically amazing if the whole thing was like this big. It's not going to happen. I get it, folks. But could you imagine really if that was the ploy here?
Oh, it would go down as one of the most infamous storylines in professional wrestling.
He just grabs a microphone and he's like, fuck Bray Wyatt.
He just says, fuck him, and throws the mic down and walks in and skips out of there like he did before.
Right? Just happy to go lucky.
All right, let's go into the next one.
We got Grayson Waller. All right. Let's move on to the next one.
We'll skip that one real quick.
Bobby Lashley. Whew. Are we cutting the shit again? Or
yeah, I feel like we might have to. Bobby's got the U.S. title. He's not getting involved in this in any way, shape, or form, I feel.
All right. So we're on a quick roll here. All right. Baron Corbin, Mr. Corbin, fucking
Corbin, Kentucky right now.
Mr. Kentucky.
The one that had the last match with Bray Wyatt before he was released from WWE, the one that he's been the one that people have made the strongest case for as almost like a dark horse on this whole situation of even with him being involved in JBL. Like we had people last night, even when we were watching GCW, talking about how maybe JBL is really the White Rabbit or luring him in and all, like they were making it work. So
we got some fans saying cut the shit. We got some fans saying the big bad wolf.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the White Rabbit's even saying he is the big bad wolf. So it's one of those of, does he fit as the White Rabbit suspect or guilty by association right now? If this was maybe a list for the big bad wolf, if we went there, he might be a little stronger. What are you thinking? And I'll go off that.
I'm going to go guilty by association. I don't think he's the White Rabbit, but could he definitely be in the mix for somebody that's a part of this? Maybe. The JBL thing makes me want to push him down to wanted for questioning because he seems like there's something else up, and I can't see a JBL angle tying into a Bray Wyatt angle tying into another. Like, that's a lot to take on. So,
yeah, I think that's the only thing that, now that you really mentioned that has me going at least guilty by association. I almost halfway wanted to go with White Rabbit, but the JBL thing, just you can't shoehorn JBL in there.
All right, so the next one's going to be quick and easy, and then the next couple might be quick and easy. All right, we have Braun Breaker.
Right, and yep.
Remember,
settle that one quick.
I just want to point out that I inherited this list, so Drew Gulak. I want to put him as wanted for questioning just so he's involved.
Exactly. It's Hunter said that it's someone we wouldn't expect. And who's the least susceptible person on WWE right now to be the White Rabbit beyond Drew Gulak? Many people right now watching this forget that Drew Gulak's even on the roster. No, he's wanted for questioning. I at least, like you said, I want to at least know what he's doing. I want to at least know where he is, what he's doing. Is he still employed? Is he still wrestling? Is he still active?
Is he an intern at this point? Like he's just been working his way down
right.
here.
Are you like Curtis Axel? No. Wanted for questioning is what I say. I don't know.
All right, you know what? I'll give you one just because I like Drew. He's had a rough shtick.
Yeah, well, the man tapped out to Charlotte and everything, so you gotta at least feed your head, folks. I don't know.
Feed your head. So now we got Drew McIntyre, Nick.
Oh, wow! I think he ends up down with the bottom there.
Cut the shit, eh? There's no possibility that
his future
Bray Wyatt to beat Karrion Kross.
I was going to say his future opponent might end up way higher on this list than he is. Right. But yeah, I think Drew, he's in a feud with Kross. He, just had the match with Roman. I think he's in the cut the shit.
Cut the shit. What do the fans think? Is Drew McIntyre a cut the shit, or does he have a strong alibi? He's not wanted for questioning. We know what he's up to, his current activities. But he's definitely not the White Rabbit. He's not associated with it in any way, shape, or form, except he gets choked out by somebody that could be involved. I don't know if he's a full out cut the shit or if he's.
I think he is. I don't see them involved. Like, could you see a whole gimmick change like that with Drew McIntyre?
All right, I'll give you some shit on that one.
So pause.
All right, here's one. A heavy hitter on the scale.
So I'll ask you first what you think with him.
Dexter Lumis, at minimum, is guilty by association by my standards. A lot of the, yes, he's running after the Miz right now, but it seems a little fluffy and going nowhere. He definitely fits the bill as, could you imagine him being kind of like the sociopath of the group? I think he's a great fit. I think he brings a lot to the table. Bray compensates for his lack of talking. Yeah, I'm with. I see the White Rabbit, Lumis, 79%.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of with. I got an echo somewhere, but yeah, I'm with you there. Of he's at least guilty by association. It's weird, the whole thing with Miz. We've talked about halfway. Maybe certain people are getting placed in the kind of just placeholder. At least they're doing something storylines versus they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've got to pay that off right now at some point because it's so all over the place. So I think guilty by association fits Lumis pretty well. He's knocking at the door of the White Rabbit, but I don't know.
There we go. All right. We're making headway, folks. Who's next? Oh, this one's a cut the shit for sure.
Oh,
dun.
Brock Lesnar, the one that everybody's expecting to face Daniel Cormier at Crown Jewel now, allegedly, supposedly, maybe.
What happens? Like Brock just shows up and like kicks him in the side of the head during the fight pit?
I think it's a reach. But yeah, anyways, he's definitely not going to be the White Rabbit. That'd be one big burly ass White Rabbit for sure. That would be a beast incarnate if he came back as the White Rabbit.
No kidding. I believe White Rabbit says that Dexter is just waiting for Wyatt. So, yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
Oh,
are you ready?
That goes into it being a faction. But yeah, with this man,
Dom's a tough one, but he's already kind of preoccupied with Mamacita. So,
yeah, wanted for questioning is with me. I get we had the whole time, and it's interesting because they had the patricide thing that instantly made me think of the Dom Ray's story. Ooh. It came out during his entrance. We had the purple club for Balor. It seemed to hint towards Judgment Day, so maybe someone from Judgment Day might be the White Rabbit.
We did get a QR code during his entrance.
Yeah, so he's between guilty by association and wanted for questioning by me. So
I'm gonna go right down the middle with you on this one as far as wanted for questioning. I think the fans out there could agree. Like, they sprinkled in some stuff. Like the QR code during his entrance could have been because Rhea was there. We don't know, but there has been some tie-ins and some possibilities, and of course he's got a new darker side now. But I more see the Judgment Day being opponents to whatever the Wyatt 6 is. But maybe I'm completely wrong. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Now, here's the next one. The gentleman has been rumored, and weird people have made cases for the phenomenal one. AJ Styles.
That's interesting. Oh, well, I see Victor's opinion already here.
Right?
I don't know if I agree fully with that, because we had the whole AJ had the thing with the Undertaker in the Boneyard match. You know, he had the whole thing with Balor. Right. What are they doing with AJ Styles? So I at least want to, again, I guess it's a little bit of not as bad, but with Gulak, I at least want to know what's going on here.
You want questioning? I think he has a solid alibi. I think he's somewhat preoccupied. I'm leaning towards the return of the Good Brothers.
Yeah, I think that's what you said. If that's your, why you think he has a alibi is that he's just waiting for the Good Brothers. So I'll give you that one.
So I'm going to give him a solid alibi on this one. Could we take him for questioning? Yeah, he's close. But
yeah, see, he wanted to go for questioning there. He threw himself into that.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute.
No, see what's still going on with me. I can still compete. See.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I think alibi works.
He's got a solid alibi. All right. This guy needs a faction to be in. Austin Theory. Oh, I dropped it.
Well, he's interesting with this too, of I guess a little bit the same thing like with Candice, and we've even heard people make a case a little bit even for like Indy Hartwell, or even like with Dexter. Somehow, some way, it seems like, I guess pun intended there, of everybody from the way except for Gargano feels like they're halfway potentially involved in this. So no, I'm with you. I'm between those two. So
I think it's really close to cut the shit, but I can settle with alibi. Like, would there be some weird way they rope him into it? Maybe, but he's too clean cut, too pretty.
I don't know. Vic's saying, cut the shit.
Yeah,
and
I'm kind of with Victor.
He does have the money in the bank briefcase. He's involved in the thing with KO. So,
all right, I'm going cut the shit.
There we go.
All right, next up. Oh, the man. Boogs. It's been a minute.
This is a man that I don't. If he came out as a White Rabbit, no one would expect it. But I think it falls into that Adam Rose theory of he comes out in like a bunny outfit, playing a guitar.
Fuck. This is a
questioning. At least questioning. I want to know, where's Boogs at?
Fuck. I mean, it kind of feels like cut the shit. At most, he has an alibi, but I mean, could you see him like with a new haircut and like a big beard? Or we haven't seen him in months.
He's just Elias. Him and Elias will be a tag team, and they're called Rock of Ages or something like that.
He comes back as Elrod.
Oh, good Lord. Why didn't they do that? He should have been Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, right?
I say questioning, at least. I don't know your thoughts, but...
Oh, you think questioning? Ooh.
Yes. No one knows what's going on with Boogs. Everybody's forgotten about Boogs. There's been no Old Spice commercials going on with Boogs, so we don't know what's going on.
Wow. We got some of the fans saying cut the shit. Definitely no.
Boogs and Elias as a rock music faction. Yes, I could see that.
Ooh. I don't know, dude. They have to split the middle.
Alibi. Well, because he's on the sidelines, I'll give you that time. Fair enough. I'll
split the middle.
There we go.
All right. Here's a toughie.
Oh,
I like this one.
I know where you're going to go. I almost feel like I want to let you go first on this one because I know where you're going to go.
Fuck. No, but he came back again, so I don't fucking know what to do with Edge. Do I think he's the White Rabbit? There's a lot of case for it. A lot of people have thought it. I mean, originally, if you go all the way back to when we started marking out about this bullshit, is he guilty by association? And somehow there is a Edge, Bray Wyatt family coming together. Possibly, could we just bring him in for questioning because he's always hurt? He's definitely not the bottom two, Nick. What do you feel?
Oh, you're gonna leave this on me? Really?
Well,
That's what you're gonna do?
we're gonna play a little volleyball here, sir.
All right. No, I will, for the sake of argument, I say White Rabbit suspect.
Oh,
Because if I've heard you for months now go on about the tees and the tie-ins,
I'm
from
shocked.
when Edge was coming back to the tie-ins with Bray, and maybe they just put that a little bit on the back burner because Cody got hurt, so they had to change up what they did with Edge. So maybe now that he's got that quick turnaround and he is tied in with Balor,
like me. Shit, dude. I think you said about a bunch of shit that I would have said. I mean,
that's why I gave you the chance, buddy.
Definitely like guilty by
people saying Edge is suspect. I don't know.
This is tough. Like, again, how deep does this go? What clues are for all the shit that we're finding and like, oh, look, big pink bunny in Italy. But for all of that, what are we missing? What parts? And again, if you go back to those Edge vignettes, there was a lot to it that wasn't answered. And I felt like maybe because of the Cody injury, like you said, that, you know what?
I'll turn my argument again that I've used against you on you. Is it really imagery for the sake of imagery?
That's the case, right? Like everything's questionable at this point. So I'm going to say suspect.
You're going to say him as a suspect? See, there we go. We've got our first, White Rabbit suspect up on the board.
All right. Piper.
Oh,
Piper Nivens.
Nope.
Thank
you. Have a good day.
Moving on.
Right.
You can see her being like all dark and shit.
I could see her partner potentially.
All right.
I don't know about her.
Okay. The only thing we can say about Belair is, the one code spelt out Belair, even though I don't think that matters.
Yeah. Well, that was the interesting one. That to me reeked of a red herring. Because I've even seen people halfway debunk it. Oops, excuse me. About, maybe it's talking about the, Fresh Prince of, Bel-Air in West Philadelphia where Extreme Rules is. But
born and raised. So
I'll say, and she's Raw Women's Champ, I'll say has a solid alibi.
Solid alibi. I mean, I think we're pretty. Yeah, I think she's the furthest thing from joining anything to do with the Bray Wyatt family. So even though her alibi is solid because she ain't fucking coming.
So she's like front of the line, cut the shit of like she's like there's no way this woman.
She is on the front of the line of people to go babyface against whatever's out there.
Yeah, if it is, say, someone like an Alexa, like even a Piper Niven, a Dewdrop that we just had, or a Candice, Belair be the one facing the White Rabbit, not the one being the White Rabbit.
Yes, 100%.
Right.
I concur. Who was it that just said that? Who was Blair Davenport, the White Rabbit? That would be a shocker.
And that wouldn't be a far stretch. I could very much see that. That would be interesting to do because she was, we've got the consolidation of NXT and NXT UK. So, and close enough, I guess, if you want to pull a reach, a stretch or whatever by, with the Belair. So maybe.
And up next, we have Ilya Dragunov.
Ooh.
Now, it feels like a reach and a half.
A little bit.
Like, for me, you could say wanted for questioning just because it would be nice if, how do you tie him in? You go back to his old, like, vampire kind of vibe that he had, once upon a time. We've
got, him at Halloween Havoc, so.
True. But for me, I think he's got a solid alibi. He's preoccupied. He's not there yet. I mean, if at minimum, he's, I think one of the bottom two, Nick, for sure.
Yeah. Our buddy Will even says, Dragunov either wanted for questioning or alibi. So I'm with you with alibi. If he could be NXT champion by the time that, be after. Sorry.
Yeah.
But he's already competing for the NXT championship. I don't think he needs the whole, White Rabbit gimmicks chick.
No, and I think it's just one of those ones where, he's got a solid alibi, but it would be real cool if they snuck him in there of like, oh shit. Now they have an assassin involved.
Yeah. Well, even the White Rabbit here says, Dragunov, you did have a dark character before, so maybe.
Yeah, right.
Saves him out of the toilet, I guess.
Right. We'll tie it back any way we can. Who's next? Oh my god. All right. You don't
right.
get me. Sorry, Dana Brooke.
But I get I'll make a case. I'll sell Eskimo ice to an Eskimo here. So with Dana Brooke again, though, we don't know what's going on.
Okay, she's in
MIA. The White Rabbit. Would anyone notice the real change? Would anybody be like, mad that she's actually got some character, perhaps, or anything? Would anyone be mad that the 24/7 title's gone away and they can just give it to R-Truth and he can retire it?
I legitimately think that out there somewhere, heads would explode if that was the White Rabbit. Sorry, no disrespect. If she was the White Rabbit, if that was the conclusion to this, dude, I think people literally fucking minds would just melt.
Would people even remember that it's Dana Brooke, or would they think it's a debut?
That's the funniest shit I've heard all day. They know that she used to be in the company.
Right. Do they know that she works there? So I at least want to question.
You want to question Dana Brooke?
Yes. Just to see where the 24/7 title is and perhaps win it.
Oh, well, we kind of know where it is. I
know that's a reach in.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I'm shocked. I was putting her right in the shit pile. Quick.
See, she can get repackaged and maybe head to NXT. We're gonna put the White Rabbit in NXT.
All right, so we're gonna have both members of we'll do both Viking Raiders at the same time.
Hot Topic Raiders. I don't see a chance. I don't know about you.
No, I'm gonna. They're definitely not happening. Anybody got to make a case for the Viking Raiders? I don't think so.
I don't think so at this point.
I mean, no. No,
okay. Might be running out of the room there.
Right. Next up, Nick. Lacey Evans. She had a broom. She's the witch.
So explain your case with the broom, please. Okay, let the people know your theory about the broom.
It wasn't totally my theory. I'm just repeating other people's bullshit. But a couple weeks ago when she had a match on SmackDown, she rolled out of the ring. She went under the ring to get a kendo stick. Before she picked up the kendo stick, she pulled out a broom and waved the broom to the fans. Now, it was random to have a broom there, but it wasn't even like a push broom. It was like a ride me type broom. Pause. But, yeah. So, I mean, if we're looking for somebody to be the witch and somebody that needs repackaging yet again because they booted this real bad, it's possible.
I'll give you that.
Not likely.
I'll say at least questioning figure out what she's doing with her character. Maybe she needs a shower after she had that poo stain, potential bangs thing going on. So if I can make a case for Dana Brooke and Drew Gulak to get questioned, Lacey needs some questioning as well.
All right, we'll put Lacey in the middle here. Let us know, folks. What are you thinking?
Well, do you want to take a little pause here and go through some of the comments and see some other people that might be thrown out and everything?
Absolutely. Let's do that real quick and just back off there for 2 seconds. Take a little pause. Nice. What do we got with these comments? I don't know where we were. Blair Davenport. We talked about that one real quick. They have dark matches with Blair on WWE Main Event. She's good.
Could you see it being someone that we don't know, we don't suspect or anything like that, and they kind of do it like what Anthony's saying here, what they did with Braun when he kind of joined the Wyatt family? He wasn't really featured in NXT or anything like that. He just kind of popped up.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It really is. And I think, again, if we don't know, Enzo Amore kind of fits, actually.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pull that up and throw you off there.
But... No, not at all. That was perfect. But I don't even know what I was saying before. But Enzo Amore definitely would be funny as hell.
There it is.
Joe Gacy. A lot of people are thinking Joe Gacy. I think we're going to get to Joe Gacy on the tier list there, Nick. But
I wasn't sure. But
Bray Wyatt light.
Yeah. The wish.com Bray.
Wish.com Bray. It's rude. We're going to talk about Charlotte. Charlotte's an interesting one. People have surmised maybe she's the Queen of Hearts.
Victor saying it's somebody that nobody's thinking about. So what about Mustafa Ali, since he was the leader of Retribution?
I think we'll talk about Mustafa as well.
All right. So then do we want to now I thought we were going to get more names than we didn't. We're right on the list. I wasn't sure. So
all right. So let me see. We'll put us back up on here. And we'll get back into this, Nick. So I like what the fans are thinking. Up next. Elias.
Ooh.
Repackaged Elias, all bearded up, joins a cult.
Starts a cult. Charles Manson.
A cult of his own?
Charles Manson.
Oh, wow. Going deep. I think because, again, kind of that theory that we haven't seen him in a while, I'm kind of curious. I would like to question him, see what his intentions are upon returning. Has he sorted out his multiple personality disorder? What else could we do?
It could be another personality. He could be the White Rabbit. So I'll say guilty by association.
Wow, we're going to push him up. What do you think, folks? What do you think? Should we bring this man in for questioning and just chat about it, or is he on our suspect possibility list?
It all depends on how fast this man can grow a beard, I feel.
I feel like
it's the fastest we'll see, Elias.
Right, he probably got his beard laser removed because he was.
He's gonna come out with like that costume beard because Spirit Halloween's open and everything. We're getting into Halloween season. He just gets a fake beard.
Right, I just picture it being like, shave those sideburns.
No, that was Vince before. That's why he showed up as Ezekiel.
Right, that's how he ended up as.
I've told you now, shave those sideburns.
Wanted for questioning.
Another one for questioning. So I think most people.
I think we're gonna. We're taking an interest in Elias, but we don't know what to do with him yet.
Yeah, we need a beard update at least.
I still think the next time he comes back, we're just gonna get a strum. I think this one's gonna be an easy one to drop down below. McDonough's not there yet.
I think he's up there with Ilya. I think he's has an alibi.
Oh, you think he has an alibi? I think he's cut the shit. He's nowhere close.
Fair enough.
That's my thought on it there, Nick.
Fair enough.
Here's an interesting one with some valid reasons to go either way.
A former member of the Wyatt family, by the way.
Former member of the Wyatt family, a long history. He's the man that killed the Fiend.
And set the Wyatt compound on fire, too.
Dun, dun, dun. What are you thinking, folks? What are we thinking with Randy Orton RKO? I truly believe the next time we see Randy, he'll be hitting Riddle with an RKO out of absolutely nowhere. Or Cormier. Maybe it's Cormier.
Well, the only thing that throws me off is, do you see Randy coming out and saying he's the White Rabbit?
No.
It's just the personality with Randy that I don't see him doing quite that. Everything else, to me, I could make it work. But
yeah, no, I definitely don't think he's the White Rabbit. It'd be funny, right? The apex rabbit.
The rabbit is truly the apex predator, folks.
Right, there you go. I don't see him as the White Rabbit. I don't think we could really pull that off.
Vic says guilty by association.
Yeah, guilty by association just because of the long-standing history. Could he somehow be roped into some involvement in this? I don't know. I really don't. I think it's a bit of a reach at this point, but just based on his history, guilty by association for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. The next one. EO Sky, I think, cut the shit. No, good
alibi because of Damage Control.
Yeah, she's busy. Here's one for you. Next up, Jinder Mahal.
I see. He went right to where he should go because where the fuck is he?
Oh, you want to question Jinder?
At this point, I want to question half these people to see what the hell they're doing still on the roster.
Hassan says, cut the shit for sure. Oh, no, Jordan did. Welcome back.
I'll give you cut the shit on Jinder. I mean, he'd be dealing with shaky shanky.
What do you want to question him about? Hey, how's your dancing buddy?
Exactly. How was winning the world title? That Terrible decision they made.
Oh man, I feel bad for you.
Cut the shit.
Yeah, no, we'll put them. You know what? We'll put them kind of high up on the cut the shit chart. All right. Next, it gets kind of interesting, just because of some of the ties right now. Oops, I dropped them in the middle. Mr. To the Moon.
Ooh, well, he's been tied in a little bit with Gacy.
This weird situation with Gacy. And we know the Gacy rumors.
He's got a hat, so maybe he's the Mad Hatter.
He's got a hat. Cameron Grimes. I mean, he does have a solid alibi, but we like you said, there is some stuff going on there. Jordan says guilty by association. Woo. He's not the White Rabbit. That would blow our minds, though, if he came out like kind of dressed the way he is in this picture.
Reach.
He's the Mad Hatter.
I think he's a legitimate question wanted for questioning.
Wanted for questioning.
Just because
not enough.
Not quite guilty, but question.
All right, let's go with that. I think Elias is higher if we play with this a little bit.
You're gonna have to move people.
Get back there. There we go. I can't believe you made a case for Gulak.
Just to find out what the man's still doing on the roster.
He's the janitor now.
The man he's the man of a million jobs. Oh, a sneeze.
A commander, a sneeze. I think he was at one point. What was he? The bodyguard for Ali for a minute now.
No, it was the bodyguard, or was going to be for Cora Jade.
That fell through
after he was with Apollo. I think he's in, the bottom tier there.
We're gonna cut some shit with Aziz.
Yeah.
Gordon says wanted for questioning. Got to make a case for that one, or unless that's Grimes. Grimes wanted for questioning. Aziz Victor says cut the shit.
Yeah, a sneeze. No.
Yeah, no, I'm cutting the shit on Aziz.
Right. Yeah.
What
that big man is not coming out as a rabbit.
I like this one. Here's an interesting one. Dominic Dijakovic, T-Bar. Terrible paint job on his face. I don't know.
Yeah. You want to touch this one first? You want me to go?
Well, I mean, we don't know anything about him. He has no real character or direction. He was obviously lost in the mix with Retribution. One of the worst.
He's the only member left of Retribution.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, Ollie's still kind of around, no?
Well, he's around, but he's not coming out still in the Retribution gear and everything like that. You had at least Mace and T-Bar, and now Mace is, Marseille with the maximum male models. Yeah. There's obviously plans for Dominic, I guess, being used within WWE. He's very much a hunter guy, but we don't know what yet. So
right. A lot of the fans are saying cut the shit on Dom or on T-Bar.
I think they're just saying that at this point just because they think it's funny to say.
On SmackDown, the lights went out on Solo Zayn match. Yes, it did. Could be. Everything seems to be related to the Rabbit in one way, shape, or form at this point.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say wanted for questioning.
Wanted for questioning on Daijo. Is it just because of his absence and he kind of out in the wind right now?
A little bit. It's one of those, I feel, because especially, and I guess I can tie it all back to Hunter coming out and saying it's someone that we don't expect. I think all of these people that are literally forgotten, you have to at least kind of consider.
Okay, speaking of somebody to consider.
Oh, no.
Dolph Ziggler's getting the shit cut real quick.
Right. Zigglypuff is down.
Zigglypuff. We're going to have a real big cut the shit pile. Carmella, do we want to go straight to the cut the shit pile?
Right.
Naomi, cut the shit.
Yeah, you have to be back before you can be the White Rabbit.
Kevin Owens, solid alibi.
Fair enough. I'll give you that one.
Dakota Kai's got a solid alibi with her partner. Matt Riddle. Let's talk about it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well, Matt Riddle is in a fight pit match. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I mean, I don't see it happening, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I think. Well, it sounded like you were going to make a strong case for the man.
But I thought about it. I tried to find something that would back up that. Now, I think Jordan is saying wanted for questioning. Wow.
Yeah, and Victor's even saying that he wanted Dolph up there. Like, what are y'all seeing?
I think
Riddle is same thing with Dolph, even because I guess I'll address them both. They both need to go in the cut the shit pile.
We're gonna put Riddle in. I mean, technically.
Could you see
no
rabbit that man's coming near the ones that come out of his sandals when he kicks them off?
Follow the buzzards. Yeah, bro.
Right. Follow the buzzards because I'm on vitamins and can't remember where I'm going.
Is that what they are?
Right.
Now here's an interesting one. Sorry, Nick. Walk all over me on that one.
No, you're good.
Charlotte Flair.
Ooh.
Dun, dun,
Red Queen. Remember when before she kind of went away, she was coming out pretty much all in the Cruella de Vil,
Look at what she's wearing in that picture right there. Look at her avatar in this tier list alone. Thanos, and it's got a queen vibe. I mean, could she be the White Rabbit? Could this be connected to the return of?
I know where I'm going to go. I want to see where you're going to go.
I highly doubt it. I really don't think so. I really don't want it to be Charlotte Flair. I'm kind of leaning towards wanted for questioning, but I know some people have a little more of a stronger vibe about this.
Yeah. I'm with Dro there, and Jordan too as well.
Whoa.
I think she's up there. I could see lowest I'd go for is guilty by association because I still think there's something. And WWE always wants to push Charlotte. If it's not going to be someone like Bray, what better to have than
what better? Could you imagine? Would you think people would be pissed if like the lights go out, the song comes on, and then there's like some big like clip or something, and it's like, I am your queen, and she comes walking out? I think people are going to be bummed, dude. I think
if she's supposed to be a heel, though, people are going to hate it, which is what they're supposed to do.
Fuck. It still sucks.
Well, then here, I'll soften the blow with Victor
just
saying Bobby Roode
doesn't mean you didn't make a valid case.
Oh, no, I was at least giving you some hopium here with Victor saying Bobby Roode wanted for questioning. Well, I think that he falls into that category with Gulak of just, where are you?
Where are you? What happened? You used to be a wrestler. No, I can see some kind of clues pointing to Charlotte Flair. I don't know. A bit of a reach for me, but let's see. We've got her on the suspect list.
Well, and Dro even saying Charlotte being a Red Queen with Bray. That would be an interesting pair.
Could you imagine? They'd be quite dominant, but then does that mean someone like Alexa's not in the fold? I don't know. Right. But the next person on the called up on the suspect list, Indy Hartwell.
Guilty by association.
Right away because of her dude?
A little bit. And also, she had the white dress from the wedding. She's still very obviously involved with Dexter.
I mean, a lot of women get married in a white dress. I don't really know if that ties into a bunny.
Sometimes you got to, the most obvious, things are, right in front of you.
Hiding in plain sight, KJ.
Exactly.
Okay.
Would you like to
make a case for otherwise? No, I mean, right. I think guilty by association because of her connection.
I don't know. We've got people saying, that she's not even up there at all.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I mean, it's a tough call because, she's with Dexter, but then is it just going to be like everybody and their significant other, like Karrion and Scarlett, Dexter and Indy?
Well, I feel like they could, like Karrion and Scarlett potentially could be on different tiers almost. Sure. I think Indy, she could be wanted for questioning at least. Maybe she has a solid alibi just in that she needs to actually probably get some more in-ring work. But for the sake of argument, I like her in guilty by association.
All right. She just might be a little too comedic for the whole thing, but maybe that's what the point ends up being. I don't know.
Well, speaking of comedic,
now we know this lady recently, like she switched to heel, and she recently ripped her mask off. Might be the end of Nikki Ash. ASH. Dun dun dun. Now she has a dark side. We know this, Nick. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the top half of this board for sure with Nikki Ash right now.
Yeah, I think you're right there, spot on with guilty. Especially if she goes back to kind of the Nikki Cross style. And we've seen that she can do something like I've even seen people make the comparison because of her Nikki ASH outfit and all of that to Snowball from Secret Life of Pets, who's a white rabbit.
What the fuck? Really?
So I think peripherally she needs to be guilty by association.
Guilty by association. I was leaning.
Jordan's saying cut the shit.
Jordan wants her all the way down here. I don't know, folks.
Victor's saying wanted for questioning. So I mean, still top three, but I think top 2.
Based on recent events, now more than ever, Nikki wanted for questioning. So Victor's kind of feeling the way I'm feeling, but I'm on the fence. I'm fencing this one hard.
We don't know what's going to be coming though, and like I said, she's shown that she can do some character work. So
it is true. If she goes back to being, again, if it's got a more of a cult vibe to it, Nikki would fit well. Maybe Alexa isn't involved.
Absolutely. She could be someone like a Daphne RIP. She's been in Sanity and everything like that. So she's got, if it is a faction, and not to mention just it being a dark character in general, she's got history of doing that. So
right. The cut the shit box is filling up quite fast, and we still got quite
a little bit.
So for those keeping track at home, we got lots of names in the cut the shit pile. I thought Madcap might have had a fighting chance not to be in the shit pile.
You didn't make a strong case.
I didn't care. It's Madcap. I mean, the obvious names there, Jinder, Bobby. We all understand why they're down there. We got a few in the alibis. We're filling up towards the top. It's generally how these lists go, though.
But we've still only got 2 in the top for actual suspects that we'd, be bringing in, doing the lineup of, are you the White Rabbit? Say the line.
Say the line.
Right. Say, let me in, and pass the card on to the next person.
But speaking of the Queen of Hearts, Natty.
Ooh.
Now, people have tried to surmise that, if you're going to make Queen of the Heart clues, then they might involve her.
But she's more into cats than rabbits. So,
dude, best case ever. Shit.
Right? Is that all I needed to say? It's Natalya Neidhart. I don't know what else to tell you.
No,
at least solid alibi. I think that they've got to do something with her. They always still halfway try and do something. I don't think she'll get a big enough push per se to be involved in something like this. Like, I'm respectfully, WWE is not building all of this behind Natalya Neidhart.
No, not at all. And I mean, the problem is, like, could you imagine like a faction promo and Bray's like, all you got to do is let me in. And she's like, yeah, guys, let me in. And you're like, oh,
right.
Killed it.
Ruined it.
She doesn't even have a good alibi. She has to go to the shit pile. Sorry, Natty.
That's what most people are saying.
She ain't got no alibi. That's just the way it is.
I almost wanted to finish that line.
Yeah. Gunther, I guess we're just going to drop him in the cut the shade. He's got an alibi.
Yeah.
He's busy.
Right.
All right. So we will remind the people just tuning in. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We do this all the time. Not exactly the tier list, but we are live almost every single day, folks. We will be back for 3 hours of Monday Night Raw live reaction. It's like having buddies on the couch for the shows. Don't miss out. We'll keep you up to date on all the things, plus our original content, plus our weekly podcast, plus surprise guests, interviews, and so much more. Nick, we are doing a tier list breaking down this White Rabbit and who are the possible suspects on the WWE roster.
Absolutely. And just to reiterate your point, though, nobody covers professional wrestling like we do. We're here live covering GCW, XPW, WWE, AW, any sort of wrestling promotion. Yeah. And now we're here, giving you a whole breakdown of ruling out, all the prime suspects of who could be the White Rabbit. Well, like I said, nobody does it like we do, folks.
Ain't nobody do it like we do. All right. With that being said, so the categories, if you guys can't see it, because it can be a little bit small, it's a little bit small on my one screen. The top is suspect. If they're a suspect to be the White Rabbit or to be the pinnacle of this whole story, suspect. Guilty by association are those who could be tied in very close, be a part of a faction per se. Somehow, obviously, you guys get what guilty by association is. Wanted for questioning, obviously, they're on the peripheral. They've been rumored, touched about. That's good job, KJ. They've been talked about as potential peripheral characters. That's there. Solid alibis, highly unlikely, and they're busy doing something else, and then completely cut the shit. Don't waste our time. Nick, we got Gunther.
Yeah, I think we just had him in the alibi category there.
All right, so we did. I did put him there on purpose. That's good.
Kofi, what up?
Kofi. Alibi. We going alibi with Shayna?
Alibi or she's bottom two?
Bottom two, eh?
Yeah.
You'd be such a good fit for a faction. Can she join the BCC?
Oh, absolutely. If they did a BCC in WWE, she'd be like number one person in that group.
She's definitely not guilty by association. Do we want to ask her any questions? Because she's not really busy. Could she play like a nah, I don't think so. Solid alibi.
Yeah, well, Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades is her nickname, is her moniker.
Well, maybe she's in a faction with Charlotte. Start putting the Queen of Hearts with the Queen of Spades.
That bumps her to questioning.
Oh, we want to have some questions now for her. I mean, she's not really occupied. She could use something. She is a darker character.
Oh, she's a fan of the metal music. Like I said, her moniker's, Queen of Spades, everything like that.
She doesn't have an alibi.
Being involved in a faction like this.
So we either cut the shit with her or we ask her a couple questions.
One of the two.
Right? She don't have no alibi. So I don't know. I'm going to go wanted for questioning.
I'm good with that one.
I think it'd be kind of cool. That's a little bit of a fantasy reach. This one, I think we're good with Sami Zayn. Ooh,
yeah, I think he's absolutely got a alibi there.
Yeah, he's a little busy.
Right.
So we won't give him cut the shit, but he is definitely busy. Who's next? It's boss time. What's that?
He needs to go down there with a partner.
Yeah, I should. Hi, Naomi. What's up?
Right. Tag team back again.
We're gonna have a few of these. Asuka, she's either cut the shit or got an alibi. She's kind of busy. So there you go. This is my favorite one. Let's make a case for this one. R-Truth.
Little Jimmy is the White Rabbit.
What?
Or he's been the man pulling the strings this whole time.
The evil genius behind it all.
Absolutely.
He comes out and cuts a promo. Y'all thought I was stupid. You thought I didn't know what I was doing.
It would be the greatest thing if they spun this and made R-Truth like the biggest heel in WWE of just he's absolutely just lunatic, batshit crazy. Like make him like a real life Joker. Make him WWE's Joker of just
he just finally got tired of everyone laughing at him.
He literally has. He's so delusional. I mean, John Cena's his hero. So
right, yeah, he goes all the fanatic.
Right. So just have him just be someone who's completely lost his mind. And I could see
he's cutting the shit for sure, but it's
fun. No.
Oh, we're not cutting the shit with Truth?
No. The truth shall set you free. I'm at least questioning the man. What? Just to have a conversation, just to see what's going on, just to see, how you're doing, keep it moving.
Man,
like I said, they could make it work. And if they did and did it right, it would be
they
fantastic.
can't. You're crazy.
I know that, but tell me something I don't know.
Oh, he doesn't have an alibi. I don't know, folks. I guess we can give this one to Nick.
I feel like I kind of own the questioning.
Yeah. You want to question everybody. It's like all the people I think would be really fun to talk to.
Exactly. A little bit.
Except Dominic Mysterio. I don't know what happened
there. Right. Yeah.
All right. Here's a debatable figure. Here's a good one now.
Oh.
Joe Gacy. Bray Wyatt Light. Wish. I'm trying to keep track of who's Wish and who's Discount.
Yeah. Do you want to take this one first?
Joe Gacy obviously has the parallels between the Bray Wyatt, that kind of cult leader. Obviously he's more of he's got that religious zealot kind of vibe to him. But I don't know. I mean, to me, highly unlikely. But again, if it's going to surprise you, and you're looking for numbers, I mean, Gacy comes with two other guys, and literally, kind of already kind of preparing to be like, what if he is like the minister of the group? Like, every group has their religious dude. Maybe that's him here.
Well, and he does at least I feel like he's got to be towards the top, because even though we've had the whole tie-in potentially of the girl or person in the red hood with the smiley face, and we've got the dyad involved, the poor thing that they've done to the grizzled young veterans, but I think, like I said, I gotta agree with with Victor here. Of Gacy's guilty by association to me,
right? And
there's a strong potential, a strong case you can make there.
Yeah. I actually think Gacy would go in between Loomis and
just separate them.
He would do it on purpose too. That fucker.
Just hi, how are you?
Right. But as far as overall, I think I think Gacy's up there as far as definitely a possibility to be associated with this type of shenanigans.
Right.
All right. What do we got next? Oh, this one's gonna be fun. Dun dun dun!
Oh,
the Mizabra,
Mike Mizanin.
Dun dun dun! Where are we gonna
alibi.
Go? He got an alibi. What if his alibi is part of the story? But it is an alibi nonetheless.
Ciampa would be more likely out of, I guess, their whole pairing than it would be the Miz.
I agree with that. I would rather see Ciampa. Ciampa, I think, would be cool if you bring back Psycho Killer and kind of, he is the one that's off the chain in the group. Like, see, I'm trying to build the Suicide Squad here. Everyone's got to have a role. Let's go.
Or just WWE copies, AEW with the bunny and Maurice is just the White Rabbit.
No, we can't do that. Miz has an alibi. I agree with Victor on this one.
Yeah.
I agree with you on this one. So, yeah, we don't need to talk about the Miz so much. But that being said, his wife has cut the shit. Oh, no, you said she could be the White Rabbit.
That's more just, that's
alibi her. Cut the shit.
Yeah.
She's like high on the cut the shit chart. So Carmella. We didn't even talk about Carmella. That'd be a shock.
Just went right in the pile.
All right. So everyone's favorite Irish wrestler, Rick O'Shea, who's permanently wedged in my forehead as Rick O'Shea.
You're welcome.
I can't call him Ricochet anymore.
Yeah, it's Rick O'Shea.
Yeah, this one's an interesting one because it's not got a whole lot of legs, right?
Yeah, but I think he's involved again, like even with Madcap to where they were halfway a tag team and all of that versus Solo and Sammy. So I think he's potentially in the alibi group, if not cut the ship.
Alibi. He's got an alibi. He's pretty popular. At least he's got something going on. We'll put him low on the alibi list, but he's definitely preoccupied. So that is that. This one is probably cut the ship. Because there's no way Solo's getting involved with the Wyatt.
Yeah, alibi. He just got
alibi.
Yeah, bloodline.
Bloodline. The champ is here.
I could make a case for Cena.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
He was he disappeared throughout the whole, Firefly Funhouse match, to where he went through the door that, what was it? Beware ye who enter through here, or something like that. That ties into the Dante's Inferno quote.
Oh shit. Okay.
So
okay.
I think that they can make it happen. I mean, you can't see me. He was involved in the whole little teaser, to where it was newer Cena. Well, it was Cena there, and you even had the Punk shirts behind him. I could make a case that, is this the Cena heel turn?
Wow, as part of like, so would it be like, to me,
this is how you bring back John Cena as a heel? You do something this big,
where he's under the control of Bray, but then the big triumphant breaking free.
He doesn't even have to be under the control of Bray. Of what if this is his heel turn? We somehow get Spooky Cena.
Oh, he's just the white rat. We get Spooky Cena.
I don't know. Make your case.
Cena's wanted for questioning at best. To me, it's highly unlikely just based on who Cena is. Again, he just seems like a proper adversary. If he's going to heel turn, I don't think that's it. But it would be really cool if, like, Extreme Rules or Monday Night Raw, I don't know, you're having a big baby face moment and Cena runs out and destroys it and acts like a complete heel and confuses everybody. And then we come to learn that, not under the control of Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt, the cult leading manipulator, it has, got into John Cena's head and tricked him, made him evil.
Bray's the one that said John had the whole world in his hands.
Right?
Someone do a mashup of the, do, 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 and then the White Rabbit song.
Right? Guilty by association, wanted for questioning at best for me.
Questioning, I'll give I would even go, I guess you were selling me, I could go to alibi. I'll say questioning.
You can go to alibi. What's his
alibi?
Questioning.
Go back up. There we go.
All right. I think he's higher on the chart than Gulak, though. Dana.
I think he's right there next to probably Mr. Dom.
Oh, okay. I'm going to put him behind Lacey. Lacey had a broom. Lacey had a broom.
She had a broom.
You're like, let it go, bro.
No. Well, Victor's asking about your girl there of what about Trish Stratus?
Trish Stratus, no. Just because of, it's not a fit. She's not going to glide into that, especially being a part-timer. I think when she returns, it's that, ha-ha, tee-hee moment. Everyone's happy to see her. She's a hero. She's over. Yeah, right. I don't see that at all, Nick.
Fair enough.
All right, Vic.
I see who you got there.
Damian Priest. Now, he does have an alibi, but it's a pretty frivolous alibi. And one could argue that his entire alibi is suspect at this point.
I was going to say, it's a pretty spooky alibi. So I want to say guilty by association because Damian Priest had that whole thing to where, part of him, was the good side, part of him was the bad side. And in the Hangman game, it spelt out demon. Maybe they twist that with Damian.
Or if it
we did see absolutely. And we did see the clues kind of hinting at Judgment Day stuff. So
and the lights flickering during Judgment Day stuff, getting a QR code during Dom's entrance.
Right.
I will mention that the one video, the lights in the arena before it goes off and comes to a conclusion of White Rabbit, it went to a burst of purple.
Ooh. I'm guilty by association for me.
I think so. I think there's enough breadcrumbs there where you can even surmise that it's, I think part of me believes that it could be Bray going after Judgment Day, but I don't know if Judgment Day's built up enough where you're like, oh shit, what a showdown. But the last couple of weeks they've ended the show. They seem like they're giving them a little push because they need a bit of a counter, right?
Right.
And it's not a bad shout.
Who we got next?
Next, we got the fiery one.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. We'll use that for someone else.
We dropped her right where she needed to go because
solid alibi.
Yeah.
All right. And obviously, now speaking of fiery ones, another laugh. Now, Alba Fire. Now she's going after Mandy Rose right now, but she could be unsuccessful. I mean,
I think that she's got enough going on that it would be another hard gimmick shift for her after she just kind of had one. So I'd say alibi with her.
Pretty solid alibi with her as well. Yeah, I agree. Just like kind of like Elia as well, right? Well, speaking of Becky, her funnier half, Seth Rollins, who's tired of Seth freaking Rollins, and I don't blame him because we are too.
Oh, I would just want to touch on this real quick. Victor says, Priest guilty by association. He was at Mania with Bad Bunny. So see, we didn't even take that into account.
There you go. He's got his own bunny tricks.
Right. So where did you want to go with Seth?
Seth Rollins, I don't see it. Where did I put him?
You dropped him in alibi.
Oh, there you go. I think alibi is a solid place for him. He's preoccupied.
Yeah, he's tied up with Riddle, so
being involved. Yeah, I mean, he's technically cut the shit. I think we put Riddle and cut the shit, didn't we?
Yeah, but I think it's because I think he goes there because you could still see Rollins doing something potentially kind of dark, like he was, the Messiah of Monday Night. So he could do something like that. Riddle, there's no way Patrick Starr is being the fucking White Rabbit.
No, I don't think so. All right, what's next? Bailey has an alibi, so we don't have to talk about that too much. We'll just put her up there with her girls. Roderick Strong.
Ooh. He's not got a whole... Well, the Diamond Mine's kind of dissolved. He is kind of the forgotten man in NXT and the forgotten man from Undisputed, era.
Okay.
He couldn't be the White Rabbit, though.
No, I think this is a far-fetched one. He doesn't even have an alibi. I think that's going to get dinged.
No.
I think this one has to end up down here.
Right.
I think Roddy's lost to us all.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Put him way up there. There we go. Selena Vega.
Alibi. Well, what the hell?
Well, she doesn't really have an alibi. We don't know where
she's either towards the top or towards the very bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Victor's saying strong.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Vega involved, so we'll just skip over Vega because there are quite a bit of names. Xia Li is a no. We'll put her in the cut the shit pile.
I was going to say, do we want to rapid fire here?
We're going to rapid fire through some of these. We got Gacy and Gigi.
Jason alibi. Alibi. Yeah, no.
Even though they don't have those belts anymore. Apollo Crews, cut the shit.
Right.
Strong, cut the shit. Aaliyah, can't believe you made the tier list.
Can't believe you're still on the roster.
Tamina, you're cutting the shit. Wait, anybody want to take a stab at Tamina?
No.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
No.
Alibi. No, we don't even know where he is. We got to cut the shit with Shinsuke.
He's backstage.
Carmelo Hayes is a cut the shit for sure.
Right.
Wes Lee is a cut the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we could give him an alibi, but
no, I could try and make a case for half these people, but
Shanky,
no. Shitty Shanky.
I'm gonna put him up with Jinder here.
All right.
Now some people have brought this one up. Mustafa Ali.
Oh, what do you think?
I can Mustafa as the White Rabbit. Oh, it's funny. Victor says Vega wanted for questioning. Ooh.
That's just
Right.
because her husband's Malachi Black.
Oh, touche. Another couple. Here we go.
Right. I think I could see Ali going wanted for questioning. I mean, he was the leader of Retribution. He really hasn't had much direction on the main roster. He's obviously wanted to make a whole statement. He was the SmackDown hacker. He's been involved in similar stuff to this, so I think he's got to at least go and wanted for questioning.
I'll give you that. I'll put him down with our buddy, just ahead of our buddy R-Truth.
Gotcha. Well, they were hanging out backstage, so that's fair enough.
Right? That makes sense.
Right.
There we go. All right. Wanted for questioning. Who do we got next? This list's getting long. Ivy Nile. I think it'd just be cool as shit.
Be one buff fucking bunny.
Yeah.
I think she's down.
The shit pile's getting big.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one, Nick. Zion Quinn.
Oh, so then make your case.
I just mean he's got size. I mean, he doesn't really fit overall with his personality.
He fits Bloodline more than White Rabbit.
Yeah, fair enough. They might need him. Let's say he has an alibi. He's pretty busy right now anyway.
Right.
All right. We can't put everyone in the shit pile. Mr. Shoosh. Cut the shit.
Right.
Oh, here's a good one. Sonya Deville.
Ooh. Yeah, I could see her wanted for questioning right there. I know you just did it on accident, but I could see it. I mean, she's a good character, honestly. I think she's really talented. I think she's really underrated. It would be interesting to see her and maybe her past ties to being in charge of the shows and everything. I know it's kayfabe, but
right,
being an authority figure, she could still maybe have a little bit of connections of, oh, well, that's how these things are getting played on the TV broadcast versus, just all of a sudden they've been hacked or something ridiculous like that.
Right. Ooh, we're losing control. There we go. All right. So now, as we can see, this list is filling up, folks. We will remind everybody we're just rolling through. We got a few more to go, but we're having a little chit chat about the unusual suspects of the White Rabbit, and we're just eliminating one by one, doing our best investigative work. A few of them that we can skip through. This one's interesting. Von Wagner.
Got
the shit.
Right.
Done. All right. Get to more interesting with Cedric. Alexander's not around anymore, really, so we'll say cut the shit on him. How about Shotzi Blackheart?
Questioning on spookiness.
That's it.
Right. On grounds of spookiness.
Right. I'll put her ahead of Dana Brooke.
Yeah, I would.
There we go. Mandy Rhodes, alibi. She's busy with her friends. LA Knight, cut the shit or alibi. He's busy. He just broke up.
Max Dupree? Yeah, no.
No longer Max Dupree, I hope. Omos. Wow, I heard myself.
Omos is in the shit pile.
Shit,
he's the tallest of the shit pile.
I think we're getting feedback from you, sir.
From me?
Boom. Yeah. So we got Omos joining the cut the shit pile. Come on, folks. We got Victor blowing up the chat. If you're out there, let us know what you're thinking as we're running through a little bit of a dry spot here on the list. I'm going to skip through some of these real fast. Cora Jade, by any chance, not go to cut the shit?
Yeah, no. I think there's some of these we don't even need to. We just skip to the heavy hitters.
How about Harlan, who's now with AEW, but
yeah, I think he's in the alibi just because he's no longer with the company.
But if he's just on like one of those appearance contracts, and he was already signed to NXT, and
Baby Brock comes back as the White Rabbit.
Well, he was money. Well, he kind of looks like a mean White Rabbit, right? Questioning?
Alibi. He's in AEW.
All right. Slide him down the chart. The next two, I don't think any of these ones are going to count. Let's go to
let's get to who we think,
All right, how about some Schism?
Close.
So what do we think? We got Schism.
Do they have to be tied in with Gacy there, though, of guilty by association?
Well, it does give them a great cause to be included or to be thought of.
But do we have them there? It would have to be either one or both, I think. So I think they might just at least be questioning.
You think wanted for questioning just because they're on the periph of a
just because it's got to be a tag team. I don't think you see them both come back as the White Rabbit.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I get your point there. So yeah, let's move them into that position, Nick, and let's see who else is a proper candidate for something. Finn Balor is the White Rabbit.
Oh, again, like I think we both talked about the Hangman game, spelt out Demon. It had the Purple Club. If he's not guilty by association, he's a suspect for damn sure.
Oh, could he be the White Rabbit at the end of all this? Even though we see him on screen, he's rocking a lot of purple. I think it's highly unlikely that he's the White Rabbit. But if Damien's guilty by association, kind of by proxy, we get Finn involved.
Yeah, he at least has to be up there. He at least has to be guilty by association. Even just the feud with Bray and everything, to where he was, Pumpkinhead Finn Balor, arguing with Sister Abigail. Finn's kind of known for at times being involved, obviously, even right now with Judgment Day with the kind of spooky stuff. So,
I know I completely agree. I think Finn is definitely on the list, definitely suspect, or flirting with being a suspect, but he's definitely on the. Somehow there's a lot of connections to the purple, a lot of connections to Judgment Day, a lot of connections to the darker side of things. And so we will go from there. But we're going to pull this back for 2 seconds. Just remind everybody who we are, what we're up to, and what we're doing here all week long. So,
absolutely. We are the Wrestling for Life Network, folks. We are here covering anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling, whether it be WWE, what? AEW, what? NWA, what? GCW, like we tried last night, and they just made the list. XPW, anything that's going on. And we're always talking about what's happening current live. We're live so often that, we are up to the date on anything that's going on in professional wrestling. That's why we're here, rattling through the whole suspect list of trying to get down to the nitty gritty, kind of weed through the, red herrings going on here as to who's, the actual potential suspects here for the White Rabbit. But folks, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, nobody's covering professional wrestling like we do. We are here pretty much 7 days a week, sometimes multiple times within a day, covering professional wrestling. So if you know somebody wearing a wrestling t-shirt, which, by the way, you can go and grab one of ours,
sure.
Or if you know somebody who used to watch professional wrestling, absolutely, you can go ahead and get yourself a Watt t-shirt, a Mr. Every Night t-shirt, or a Cut the Shit t-shirt. But yeah, if you know somebody that used to watch wrestling, know somebody that, you're trying to get back into professional wrestling, somebody that just, you want to just have some friends to hang out with and, watch people beat each other up. Absolutely. This is channel to be at.
Absolutely, folks. We do this all the time. This week coming up, we got the go-home shows. We got Monday Night Raw is going to be crazy. And NXT's revamped and revived, hopefully. And then we are going to roll right through into AEW. We definitely have Dynamite and its 3-year anniversary. We'll be back for Let's Rumble again. And then we have a triple header on Friday because more Impact Wrestling on a Friday night, joining SmackDown and Rampage. And then Extreme Rules, where hopefully we get a lot of answers to this one particular question as we are on the case of the bunny And we are trying to come to the end of it. We're down to the last few, Nick, and the last few are semi-interesting, and I think we can debate some of these quite well. But here's a good one, and you mentioned him earlier, Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, I think he goes into that questioning pool of he's obviously gotten his first name back. He's got the whole psycho killer shtick. Maybe as the White Rabbit, I don't fully know, but I at least want to, kick the tires and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I think so. He hasn't been very much defense against Dexter as of late, so yeah, it's quite possible.
Right.
Let's move him into the mix a little bit. Don't disagree with that one. I don't know how we feel about this one. Bobby Roode.
You speak on this one, Captain Canada.
Well, you know what? I think he is a solid alibi. And the reason why I say he has a solid alibi is the fact that I want to see him come back and give us a little bit of Glorious Roode. Be healed. Go after like an IC title or a US title. Him and Lashley could have a nice little thing going. And he comes back with that glorious.
You don't want him as a glorious White Rabbit?
What's that?
I said you don't want him as a glorious White Rabbit?
No glorious White Rabbit. No. You got any cause to debate that?
No.
Nope. I didn't think so. Pretty clear on that one. Here's some good ones. What about this beautiful lady? Liv Morgan as the White Rabbit.
Well, we've seen her get more extreme a little bit lately. She came out with the bat on Friday Night SmackDown, which I think I even mentioned live, and then other people kind of noticed it too, of potentially tying into that whole Harley Quinn kind of cosplay stuff that she's done at times. And like you said, if they're going to build almost like a Suicide Squad with this type of deal, which they very well could, she might be up all the way up to guilty by association for me.
Really? Wow.
She's going to lose the title, honestly. She's going to lose it to Ron, I feel. And then what? So I think they've got to do something. She's elevated herself, but she doesn't work well with the title. So I could see it.
Guilty by association. I don't know. Anybody in the crowd out there got an opinion on Liv Morgan? Is she close to this? Could she be close to this? I think I'm leaning towards, I'll ask her some questions of like, what do you think your future holds? And if she's a little bit lost and downtrodden, she might be a possibility, but
Victor
I don't know if she's close enough for guilty by association.
Yeah, Victor agrees with you.
All right. We'll give this to Victor. All right. We're getting near the end here, folks. Getting down to the last few suspects. And then, of course, there's a couple not on this that we'll talk about briefly. And there's one big one that we're going to call out and obviously talk about. But Veer Mahan.
Oh, no, he's back in. He's alibi. He's back in NXT with.
I thought we were just going to cut the shit with him, but all right.
Sangha as the tag team. So.
Oh, it's Sangha. Yeah. I think he's on here too. Now, the last two, let's really talk about these, Nick. Rhea Ripley, Mamacita. Rhea Ripley as the White Rabbit.
You go first.
You can make a case that she's the leader of the Judgment Day. If Judgment Day somehow ties into this Bray Wyatt storyline, I mean, they could almost be foes, but would she not be wonderful at like the right hand of Bray? Kind of like that queen status where, you lick the dirt off her heels because of who she is. To me, she's close enough to this. And I mean, obviously, the other members of the Judgment Day are there. She's definitely guilty by association.
At minimum, yeah. I almost halfway feel like you could try and make a case for her to be a suspect for the White Rabbit and everything. Because like you said, Judgment Day, it's made her a star. She's now, whether officially or unofficially, she's the leader of Judgment Day.
Yeah, right.
But I think her whole tie-in with Dom and that whole situation just knocks her down just that little bit, so she's guilty by association.
Right. Yeah, I'll give you that. I would like it. I mean, I think it'd be really cool if she was at like the right hand of Bray Wyatt. I think she's got a strong personality. And like you said, I think she's taken over this whole Judgment Day thing. So as we can see, as we get down to the last suspect that we're going to talk about here tonight, you know, the vast majority of them, as it should be, are cutting the shit. And there was even more that we just didn't bother going through. But you could see why those guys and girls do not fit in the potential Bray Wyatt scenario. You know, solid alibis. I thought there was someone else, but I think they got lost in the shuffle. But and we'll talk about the few that aren't on this list right now. Just want to see if I missed anybody. No. So last but not least, Nick, The Undertaker.
Oh.
And I got to shout, and I'm going to go first on this one.
Go ahead.
I have a very strong push that potentially he is the White Rabbit.
Fair enough. I can see that.
Dead man has come back to stake his claim and prove a point. Does it tie into Bray Wyatt somehow, some way? Maybe. But I could see him as the omnipresence.
Under Bunny?
The Elder Bunny?
Under Bunny?
The Under Bunny?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think he could be like the big boss at the end of all this. And I do think there's a case to be made for the fact that I think the Undertaker deserved a better walk-off. I think the Undertaker deserved to say goodbye with a whole arena chanting his name. I know he had the Hall of Fame and such, but one big last match where the applause is there and it's legit and it's with an opponent that matters. Yes, let's do it. One more match.
Yeah, I could give you that one. You're right that he didn't get the best send off and everything. I don't know if he exactly has another match or anything per se. I think the Bunny tie-in would be a little. See, that's the thing is you're either 100% right or 100% wrong with this.
Victor's telling me to cut the shit.
Yeah, so is Jordan. I almost
have an imagination, people.
Yeah, it's one of those of I'll give you that one because you've given me enough through this whole thing, but it'd be almost redoing the Undertaker. That's the thing.
No, I don't. I don't think it's redoing him. I just think it's like the kind of the Brody Lee role as far as like the Dark Order went. Where
but you don't need to tweak the Undertaker anymore, though. That's the thing.
I think you leave him as is. He's just the godfather of the dark and spooky, and he's taking control. He's fucking with the world.
They just tie it into like he's fucking Morpheus from the Matrix, you know?
Right? Yeah, he doesn't like
tie in.
He has a fucking bone to pick with the DX people.
Maybe. Like I said, I'll give you him being a suspect. I'll give you that one.
I'm putting him suspect, people. Tough shit. I'm taking that one. But there you go. So now I know you noticed there's some names missing on this list. And there's a couple we couldn't help because it's just who they are and where they are. But the one we want to talk about, but we can't not talk about it. But we had to give him his own tier. We couldn't mix him in with the rest of the folks. But it would be this man, or maybe it's this man. The lead suspect in the trial of the White Rabbit.
Well, if I can, real quick before we get there, I think there's two names that we may have missed.
Karrion's a big one,
right? So and the others, you're prime suspect. I feel.
Yes, we did touch on that, and unfortunately, because Bo's been out of the company for a minute, he wasn't included on that particular roster. Bo Dallas is my pick for the White Rabbit, and come Sunday or whenever this happens, I'm probably going to look like a big fucking idiot, but I just think it'd be really cool if the lights went out at like Extreme Rules and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's Bray!" and the lights come on, and even if we don't quite know that it's Bo, it's like a hooded, character with a mask on or a white bunny mask, and he lays out somebody and then disappears, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? Who was that?" And it turns out to be Bo. I'm all for it. I don't know, but I do think Bo Dallas would be a nice, and I guess to me he ties nicely into, and you can see him below. There's some faces below that we thought were the suspects, but for Bo Dallas, he would be out of left field. He didn't forget how to wrestle. He was a good wrestler when he did. His NXT run was solid. I don't know, dude. I'm making
every Bray connection you could almost still make to Bo because they're brothers, obviously.
True.
And also, like you had the Fiend up there when he came back from Burnt Fiend at 38, I want to say, for Mania when he had the match with Orton. Because he was so covered up, people thought that it was Bo because Bray had kind of slimmed down and everything. So there's people that have thought that Bo's been the Fiend for ever since that Mania match. So I could very much see that. And same thing with Kross. I think those two are guys that, through the times of just whenever we grabbed the list from that didn't happen to be in the category. But those two, I think, are absolutely in that tier of very much suspects. I think, though, like you were saying, the man, that's got his fingerprints all over this whole crime scene is one Wyndham Rotunda, Mr. Bray Wyatt.
Mr. Bray Wyatt, yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with Bray. And like you said, Karrion, I mean, the way you see the suspects down below, they were the kind of my lead suspects. And if you look at the group and you're like, okay, this will be an interesting faction.
Absolutely.
Right? And I know it's an extra person, but you count Scarlett as more of a,
Bray's the leader. He doesn't count within the 6. It's the Wyatt 6. So
there you go.
And Wyatt.
All right. But to your point, I mean, we definitely, kind of the top of the chart, as fun as it is to go through that roster, come to realize how many bad wrestlers are still hanging around on the roster.
Well, just how many wrestlers that aren't going to be, couldn't do something like this.
Right. Now, folks out there, let us know what type or what rendition or what form of Bray Wyatt upon his return do you think we're going to see here? Is it going to be, a reimagination of the Fiend? Are we going to go back to some type of cult leader, some type of, I don't know, Earth Speaker? Or are we going to
the Eater of Worlds or
Fiend,
or we get a new iteration with the White Rabbit?
Yeah,
I think we're getting the Fiend.
You think we're getting a form of the Fiend?
Or a hybrid between the Eater of Worlds, cult leader Bray Wyatt, and the Fiend.
Right.
Like we get that final form, that amalgamation of Firefly Bray, Fiend Bray, and Eater of Worlds Bray.
Right. Fair enough. Now, a couple questions here from the crowd. No Undertaker cut the shit. That kills me. There is a way they could do it, though. It's not impossible.
It's just highly unlikely.
You missed the Street Profits. We didn't miss them. We skipped them.
Victor, do you honestly think, Montez Ford is the White Rabbit? If you do, please make a case in the comments below. I don't think you do.
Right. And I don't see them joining the cult of Wyndham. Taker, look, not having it. Not having my Taker theory.
See, that's the thing, is it's one of those with that of you either really get it or you're really like, no.
Like even this one here, I love it. Shane McMahon would kill me. Out of nowhere, they're like, the fucking song, and everything's flashing, and out of nowhere, here comes the money.
No, he comes out and then Vince comes back as the big bad wolf.
I'm telling you, Vince McMahon would be the biggest thing ever. It'd be the funniest shit.
It would be literal shock and awe.
It might be the only thing that would allow me to forgive them if it wasn't Bray.
Fair enough.
A couple other names coming out here, but here's one. If you guys was Triple H's version of Austin when McMahon was the hooded guy. Oh, so Triple H is the White Rabbit, and it's a prank.
No,
we're all getting punked.
So Hunter hasn't been that type of person that wants to put himself on camera and everything. I know, obviously, he still does interviews and all of that, but when he was named creative, he didn't come out and sit there and or even when the whole Vince allegations were coming on,
right?
He didn't come out and address them. That's what Vince did. Hunter's like, I'll just let my actions speak for it.
No, I completely agree with that. So I don't see Triple H getting involved. Victor says, quick off-topic question. Have you guys heard Ricky Steamboat is returning with FTR as his tag team partners? Yes, we have. Interesting. I don't love it. We've talked about this, Nick. I mean, it is what it is. Ricky was one of my favorites as a kid. I mean, the guy blew fire. How could you not argue with that? So
yeah, but at least it's good to see the FTR getting booked.
you saw
Tony Khan won't book them.
Right, to the point where they just throwing it out there. Have you ever seen so many people go rogue in a company in your life?
Because they know that nothing will happen to them.
If there was this much insubordination at a Walmart, people would be getting fired. And Tony can't get a grasp on any of this shit.
Facts.
Fucking hell. But yeah, FTR, you're the best tag team in the world right now. Been on the bench for weeks. What they did get last time we saw them was shit. And just completely trying to derail them. And the fans still love them. And now that they're being
FTR, the top guys in your company can't get booked on your show and are having to go on an indie promotion, call you out saying, book me, boss.
Well, it's because they got Bandito and they got Juice Robinson and they got this guest appearance and that guest appearance.
They're just the flavor of the week.
My final pick is Charlotte Flair. It'd be crazy. I think it would really upset people.
It would get a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Eater of Worlds first. Yes.
Maybe I could see it.
I could definitely see it. Final form Frieza.
It's a DBZ reference.
Yeah. Triple H.
I got it. You did.
Ali. Eric Rowan.
And we didn't mention Eric Rowan.
Yes, he was one of the ones that I considered putting him on the actual graphic. But Eric Rowan, red beard, again, out of left field. It would surprise everybody. He changes his goat ears go to rabbit ears.
They just get his goat ears just get a little bit bigger.
They just turn them up a little.
They just get a little bit bigger.
Right.
He comes out with it. Well, I know they already released the whole spider thing when he had his cage.
Right.
But it's got the cage back, but it's got a bunny in it.
Right. There you go. Nikki Ash is a member, Lone Wolf Corbin, but I don't think so. Something's going to happen with Nikki. Nikki's got to go crazy. Could she join this faction? If there is, in fact, a faction?
Well, that's the thing is we still don't know if it's actually just if it's a faction, if it's one superstar, if it's
no idea
what it is.
Right. I don't know, Nick.
I think we surmised in this, at the end of the day, if it's not just Bray Wyatt, it's involving Bray Wyatt in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, this is where Vic's got a point, right? Vince killed the world during the Monday Night Wars. And I think if you expand on that, DX, how many times have you heard Triple H and people do interviews and they say, that when we took that tank to WCW, that was us winning the war and that was the end of it. And they tuck tail after that. Whether it's just, bullshit and looking backwards through, rose-colored glasses, so be it. But at the end of the day, if you spin that into that era, the Monday Night Wars and that monopoly that came from it, it is highly possible that's, again, DX's 25th anniversary all of a sudden gets announced 2 weeks ago. We didn't know about that back in September. Right. We didn't know about that back in June. They just announced it, and it just right before we head into Extreme Rules. Dude, it feels right for me. Come on, Papa Paul.
Something's going to be involved there, whether it's Hunter, I guess, supposedly turns as the White Rabbit, or if we get another big tease and say somebody gets attacked, but we don't see who did it.
Yeah.
Or if that's where we get the White Rabbit reveal. And then we get a bigger reveal at Extreme Rules.
DX is attacked by a whole fleet of rabid rabbits just cut loose.
What's this, Monty Python? He just comes up and just bites.
Right.
Shawn Michaels in his good eye.
Oh, snap. No, Triple H wouldn't be the White Rabbit. Sasha and Naomi, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's for them. I know it's a reach, but what about Ric Flair as the White Rabbit?
It would work because the man's late because he's passing out. So
oh shit. He's got the white hair. He's got the white hair. He's been of the right. He humps like Thumper, apparently. So, we lost him. Look, let me in. This man changed that without telling me, and
you were supposed to be.
I came back and I see that logo, and I think that I'm in trouble. Like I'm being stalked by these. I've been so far down this Bray Wyatt rabbit hole. I'm seeing fucking Bray Wyatt pop up everywhere in my real life now. But yeah, no, I mean, dude, that's a crazy shout.
Yeah, crazy to say the least. I'll put it that way. I'll put it nicely.
Could you imagine? Woo! What the fuck?
Woo. Instead of feed your hand, it is wee woo wee woo.
Victor dying. That's cool, man. But yes, Nick, that's it. That's the tier list. Like that's us rolling through a good solid almost 2 hours again here tonight on a Sunday night. We will remind everybody who's still watching, we will be back all week long. It's the Go Home Show's big show on Wednesday. Our podcast coming back. We're not stopping, folks, and we have more original content coming your way. Lots of plans, lots of things being worked on. Nick, this White Rabbit, where do you think we get tomorrow?
Another tease to SmackDown. I think it's going to be this one. I almost wonder how much they start leaning towards the Wolf thing.
Oh, interesting.
If this is a faction, like I said, maybe we get the White Rabbit, then we get the Big Bad Wolf, because we did have obviously the Lone Wolf tie into Corbin. Kross mentioned the Wolf in his promo right before we got that whole little video package. It'd be interesting. I think we might still just get something. We're gonna get something either way that's gonna make us talk, but I think it's gonna just be tied to SmackDown.
Well, I think so. I think it'll be clue 5 of 6. That's my theory.
I do like that theory.
So it's clue 5 of 6 Monday, and then Friday will be clue 6 of 6. So, or at least Q nights of clues, because there's been multiple. Like somebody said to me online somewhere, like, well, KJ, it's been like 42 clues. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Okay, but no, the nights of the songs and such, I think we're at 5 of 6. So 2 more nights of clues, but I do think Papa Paul, Mr. Shawn Michaels, Billy Gunn. Oh, no, you're not allowed to come. So X-Pac, who might be joining the team. We saw that coming. And Mr. Armstrong, watch your backs. Bring a flashlight. Be prepared. Because I have a theory that whatever we do for DX, and when they get in the ring together, something might go horribly wrong for them tomorrow night. I truly do believe that somehow, some way, this DX anniversary ties into the storyline, the angle of this. And I really do think it's going to come to some type of holy fuck moment to make you want to watch and pay to watch Extreme Rules.
Do you think that that's the first time that they have the lights cut and they play the White Rabbit song on air?
Possibly.
I think that if you're not going to have somebody get attacked, I think that's the biggest kind of one of the biggest spots you could do.
This $1 billion company making us watch commercials because they wouldn't pay the extra few bucks.
Right.
But it's cool. It's been a cool touch because no storyline is really played out kind of like this before.
Right.
See you all tomorrow. In the meantime, let's all hop into the rabbit hole. If that is the case, then maybe I've been saying Kevin Nash will probably have a job sooner than later. And even if he doesn't officially have a job, you get him you almost see him talking to Triple H on his podcast. Like, what I would do.
Yeah. Oh, you can see him looking towards the camera, and you can tell he's basically saying, Paul, hire me.
Right. Paul, I know some stuff, Paul.
If Kevin Nash, though, was the White Rabbit, he'd tear both his quads trying to hop to the fucking ring. So
what? Well, that's it, folks. We are done again for today. We are the channel that comes back every day. I'm KJ White. That is Big Nick. This is Wrestling for Life Network. This was a lot of fun. I truly believe that Bo Dallas is the White Rabbit. Bray Wyatt is obviously the figurehead to all this. I don't think all the faces on this screen are going to be a part of this. I think we're going to get some surprises. Redbeard's a good one, and a couple other ones out there. I wish in a perfect world, in a really perfect world, it would be amazing if it was somehow Vince McMahon, but that's another story. Vince, I called you Vince. Big Nick, what do you think as far as we kind of touched on it already, but are you still thinking that this is 100% Bray, solo Bray?
I'm going to end it like this. Remember, Fireflies, we'll always light the way. All you have to do is let us in. Bye.
Bye. See you on the flip side.